Okay, everybody, welcome along to the community news with Nick C here. Got lots to talk about here, lots to debate about, and of course, we're always looking for guests that would like to come on the actual show here. If you're watching on the captions, otherwise known as subtitles, feel free to get in touch with us here and say how wonderful they are. Basically, you'll see that on the replay. You won't see it necessarily as a live. But if you're watching on replay, you'll see the captions here because, of course, they've got to generate it before it actually gets publicized. I think that's the right word. I will be doing some word for today, which is United Christian Broadcast. I'll explain a little bit about that for those people who don't know. And of course, yeah, if you're watching on replay, you might be interested in some of the local gossip that has been going on. And my name is Nick C, a community journalist from the east of England in the UK. And these are the actual results. I thought I'd put this up on the screen here. And of course, it's nothing to do with the heat of the weather right now, which is actually soaring up to 28 degrees here. It's gone down a little bit, but of course, it was reaching the heights in the Suffolk area of 31 degrees. Then it dropped down to 30 degrees, and now it's dropped down a couple of degrees now, which is pretty much good news, actually. It's going to be comfortable for the remainder of the week, and then it's going up a little bit. And of course, yeah, let's have a look at some of the results here, according to the Damwell and Outspoken Club, which, of course, the touring with Nick C is on. And, of course, yes, a few guesses of who's done this question here. Yes, of course, it's got to be us. And, of course, which party would you vote for now is the question. And the answers are out of Restore UK, which is run by Rupert Lowe, and Conservatives, Kenny Badenoch, and Reform UK is Nigel Farage, and that's what it is currently at the moment. And Advance UK, Ben Habib, which formerly was Integrity, if you remember rightly. I think he's probably left that. And Nick Condoni, I think it is, who's doing UKIP, which is not actually on the list there. But you can actually see on the screen here what the poll stands at this moment of time if they were to vote now. And staggering figures here, as you can see, as I'm just looking straight at it right now. We start with Restore UK, which, of course, is led by Rupert Lowe. 18% of you have said that. Conservatives, 8%. Labour's not in the category, or even Lib Democrats, because we couldn't find any space for it. So I had to put one of those, I had to put one of the mainstream ones in. So, yeah, it didn't give me enough options on that one. That's why I haven't put Labour or Lib Dem or Liberal Democrats and, of course, Green Party or anything like that. But any other party are staying a little bit quiet at the moment. Is it the Socialists or something like that? But we don't hear about those, do we? They probably only get 1%. But like I say, Conservatives are on 8%. That's Kenny Badenoch that runs that. And Advance UK, run by Ben Habib, formerly Integrity Party, 8%. Wow, that's interesting so far. And 68% of you have gone for reform. Now, I just want to know what their reason behind that. Do they think that reform are the only way forward to smash this Labour majority? But yes, I don't know if that's the right wording here. But of course, yeah, you can see the figures show at this moment of time. It is subject to change at any time. Of course, something could happen majorly that could change it to another alternative. But at the moment, that's how it stands on this day, which is now Tuesday, the 1st of July, 2025. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us right this minute here. And that's the poll as far as the Dan Wootton Outspoken Club is concerned. That's the only way that I could get a good response from that. How interesting is that? But I can only get one response from this if I show you this on Facebook. Who would you vote for now? Of course, I don't need to read all the list of the candidates, but I can tell you Restore UK. Nobody has voted for that so far. Reform UK is the only one by, I think, a singer, apparently, and Nigel Craft. Or Croft, actually, one of the two. And, of course, Advance UK has got no votes, and Conservatives, Kenny Badenoch, no votes whatsoever. How very interesting indeed of that. Just to let everyone know, there is a PayPal link if anybody wants to support us in any way. Type in the email on your PayPal for direct donations. enclaus@hotmail.co.uk. You can support us through GoFundMe /471943 0D. So all you do is go onto the description on the About section of the YouTube channel and copy and paste the link in your browser. Very easy and as simple as that. For any feedback and, of course, to be a guest on our show, I will actually check the email from time to time because I'm due to see if anybody is interested in being a guest on the show. We can also send you the link as well to the actual inviting you as a guest on the show. So that's touringwithUsteam@gmail.com if you want to be a guest or send us some lovely feedback. But yeah, hoping it is lovely, by the way, and subscribe to Touring with Nick C free of charge here, which is www.youtube.com/@touringwithus. And of course, we are returning to the eBay shop soon. And of course, just in case anyone's interested, Touring with Nick C as of 1st of June 2025. That's when we launched the bit with Nick C. We are also on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, X, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, Touring with Nick C, TikTok /X, and True Social, and YouTube. And Community News hosted by Nick C, which is a brand new show pretty much. And the other channels we are part of, which is We Love East Anglia on Facebook, and We Love Haverhill UK, YouTube, and True Social. And of course, we're also touring with us with Nick C, which is on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And TikTok, touring with Nick C. And Nice and Relaxing with Giuliani Buzz, and I should add myself, Nick C, as well, because we share it, playing the music, YouTube, X, and TikTok. How brilliant is that? So that's the details of that, of course. Thank you very much indeed for that. We've got some other information to let you know of, and let's read it as of this breaking news right now, right this minute here. And global restaurant chain Taco Bell has confirmed it has the sights of bringing its Mexican food to Haverhill this summer, creating new jobs in the process. The restaurant chain has confirmed it will take on the unit next to Cineworld in Eringhausen or Hausen Way, that's Eringhausen Way, and has now started fitting out the restaurant ready for its opening, which is due to be opened in August. So very interesting indeed for that. So yeah, that is the scenario of that, which is very fascinating to know about that, because Taco Bell is kind of like a chicken store, I think, and of course for that to be on the perfect position will be absolutely amazing to check it out at Eringhausen Way in Haverhill in Suffolk. So it will be taking over what was formerly a sort of restaurant beforehand. I can't remember the name of it, but before that it was Frankie and Benny's many years ago. But the guys that actually run the Star Burger actually ran it previously before Taco Bell is due to be going there. So apparently August is the suggestion on that one. So yeah, whether that will be a good news thing or not, I do not know. I have no clue on that one. So massive hello to anyone watching right this minute here. Thank you very much indeed. Do come and say hello in the chat here, and we will have a break in between, by the way, because it's scorching heat out here. We'll have a longer break than the tennis guys, which only have literally 2 minutes, apart from when they go to the toilet. But anyway, of course, yeah, and there's no other votes of who you would vote for now, but the only one is, I think, Nigel Craft, which is the right word for that one, not Nigel Croft. The one who sang Walk With Me, Tim. So how fascinating, at least 25 people of you have reached the post here on We Love East Anglia, which is one of our sister groups. And it is true that, of course, Taco Bell is going to be featuring in Haverhill. So, yeah, Haverhill, Suffolk, and whether that's a good news thing, I don't know. Be interesting to get some people that would like to come on as a guest and speak about things like this. And this was the story posted by Steve Barton on the Suffolk News. And I don't know whether I should repeat it again. Global restaurant chain Taco Bell has confirmed it has set its sights on bringing its Mexican food to Haverhill this summer, creating jobs, as in new jobs, in the process. The restaurant chain has confirmed it will take on the next unit, which is next to, of course, Cine World in Eringhausen Way in Haverhill, Suffolk, and has now started to fit out the restaurant ready for its opening. So, yeah, they say they are thrilled to announce the arrival of Taco Bell in Haverhill. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, who knows? But of course, let us know in the comments what you think about that. Is Taco Bell good? Have you ever been to Taco Bell? Let us know also in the comments. Of course, they go on to say we are planning to open late August and will provide an update once they have confirmed the opening date, said Ian Cranner, the general manager of Taco Bell of Europe. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. This direct investment in the UK demonstrates their confidence in the market, or they say our confidence in the market, and sets the stage for ongoing future growth opportunities, both company owned and with valuable franchise partners. With more than 7,500 restaurants worldwide, Taco Bell's first Haverhill restaurant is part of its accelerated growth into international markets as the brand continues to expand across Europe and other key regions. At Taco Bell, they go on to say, we're world famous for our unique and craveable menu, flavor explosion, and bold experiences, from innovative new items to iconic classics, said Chet Pato, chef marketing officer. Yeah, officer. Yeah, and of course, he is the officer of the Taco Bell UK and Europe. He also goes to say, we're excited to bring our unique brand culture and connect with the people of Haverhill. The restaurant will serve the community 7 days a week between the hours of 11 a.m. till 11 p.m. and will bring up to 20 new jobs to Haverhill in Suffolk. For the West Suffolk Council, the lease agreement provides a new commercial tenant for the restaurant unit, supporting local economy and wider plans for the town, while also contributing income towards the costs of day-to-day services that it provides to residents. Councillor Diane Hind, Cabinet Member of the Resources of West Suffolk Council, said that, of course, we are delighted to be welcoming Taco Bell to Haverhill. This new restaurant, the first Taco Bell in West Suffolk, aside from those on the air bases, will complement the existing mix of restaurants in Haverhill for residents and visitors to experience and enjoy. So, yeah, West Suffolk Council's share of the council bill is about £200 a year for a Band D household. So there you go. Of course, they'll be also looking for people that would like to work there as well. I'm just trying to scroll down a little bit here. For some reason, it's got stuck, and hopefully it will come back to me. But some reason it's gone berserk. So I'm going to have to enter the information again. Yeah, I have signed up free, which of course anyone can do that. Sign up free, and of course you get more information here. But the site is failing to upload here for some reason. A lot of people are looking at it. That is what it is, and clogging up the systems. So yeah, my temperature, of course, I can actually prove that to you. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, and of course, I just wanted to show you this live on air. And there you go. Of course, that's my photograph of earlier when it reached up to 30 degrees. I think it's changed slightly right this minute here. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, it's gone down to now 26 degrees, which is great news. It's died down a little bit, so that is fantastic news. I do hope to, at some point, get to another studio so people can actually watch us wherever possible. So, yeah, it'll be absolutely amazing to do that. Most of this will be sort of unedited or anything like that. We don't usually have any scripts, but we might have a few things to mention here and there. So, yeah, the other news as of Haverhill. And of course, I can tell you this news now. A Haverhill post office could move a matter of 900 metres if proposed relocation is approved. That's according to the article by Steve Barton of the Suffolk News. And of course, the post office is proposing to move its Haverhill Town Centre branch into a long empty premises on the same street. Haverhill Post Office has for many years been sited inside the building next to Nine Jars and the Suffolk Hotel opposite St Mary's Church of Haverhill in Suffolk. But of course, the proposal is now out for a period of public consultation to relocate it to the opposite end of the High Street due to the premises once occupied for decades by Henderson's, the news agents. The Henderson's news agents actually closed in August 2019 after its parent company went into administration, and the building has stood unused ever since. This is what a spokesperson had to say on behalf of the post office. And he went on to say, should the move be approved after the consultation, it would continue to operate as one of our main staff branches. The spokesperson went on to say that the current branch is currently operated under a short-term contract, adding, we are therefore proposing the move to this branch to an alternative location with a permanent new postmaster, which would be more sustainable solution. The post office has had the same location in Haverhill High Street for decades. A new permanent operator has been appointed who has identified an alternative location to operate Haverhill Post Office. The proposed premises, formerly Henderson's news agents, is currently empty. It would undergo a full refurbishment to incorporate a cards and stationery store within the Haverhill Post Office, rather like the W.H. Smith going into the post office like Bury St Edmunds and places like that. Ironically, Henderson was known for offering a wide selection of cards and stationery during its years when it was open. And with the loss of W.H. Smith, which closed at the end of April this year of 2025, another stationery and cards retailer would be a welcome addition. There would be 3 serving positions in total, 1 screened and 2 opened plan post office serving points. It would be in a dedicated area of the store. The same products and services would still be available, and the opening hours would remain as Monday to Saturday between 9 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Time restricted roadside parking is available nearby. There's also a pay and display car park on Hillian's Walk behind the Haverhill Arts Centre. Consultation over the proposed move will close on August the 12th. Customers can share their views during the consultation online with the branch code 002113. Submissions can also be made via the email to comments at postoffice.co.uk. And you can post your comments to free post your comments or by telephone 03452 660115 or text phone 03457 223355. Hopefully you got all that, and the details is on the Suffolk News here. But I'm just telling you the details of the number here. You can rewind that if you're not sure. But like I say, you can, of course, if you're on Facebook, check it out on the link there. But if you're not on Facebook, then, of course, please do rewind. Yeah. A massive hello to anyone here. It's pretty much thin on the ice today, especially those watching on my live. By the way, I did a lovely walk here. You can check out. I just thought I'd give that a mention as well before we go and head to a break, which we'll do in just a second. And we will go to a little short break where we'll have background music just playing away. But yeah, if you want to have a look at the lovely little walk that I did live, it was dark and it was between the time of 9 p.m. and of course 10:30, and it was sort of getting dark and there's literally no lighting, and it is awful that, of course, we have to express this right now, especially on this channel here, and without swearing too much, because at the end of the day, we have to make clear that the lights coming off at a certain time can be off-putting for those people who are walking around at night. God knows who could be walking around, with knives these days, as some people may be aware of. And maybe you're not aware of it, but it's got to be addressed. And, of course, they don't really think, if they're thinking about the money side of things, they don't think about the health and safety at night. I know people should be walking around at night, but who knows who is going to walk around the corner these days? You don't even have to be walking out there to know these days. I know it's quiet in most areas, but of course, let's hope it stays like that. But, it is a risk that, of course, we're going to have to accept for the amount of time, because it's a situation that has been for a long time and they've done nothing about it. The fact that the lights turn off at 11:30, and the thing is, in some areas it's gone off earlier than that, at least 22 minutes past 11. So that shouldn't happen, because where health and safety is concerned and people walking back from homes, there is a risk. I know the mainstream lights are on, but of course everybody should have their lights on if that is the case. But yeah, if you go to Great Yarmouth, most of the street front has their lights on all night. So why can't this Suffolk area? It seems to be the Suffolk area that are suffering for this. But anyway, of course, a massive, massive hello to anyone that has been tuning in here. And this is Community News episode number 13. If you just joined us here, I think I've got the episode right here. I haven't done this Community News for a while, but yes, as I haven't done it for a while, it's time to go to a commercial here. Well, I say commercial, but just a little bit of a background music here, and we will play you some music in the background, a bit of sort of calming music here. So join us in a couple of shakes. Okay, we are back now. I don't know why I've gone back to a funny screen there, but yeah, I've gone back to my normal screen now, so that's good. And of course, yes, we're going to have a bit of a nice little daydreaming music in the background. Yeah, sort of a background kind of feeling there, which is quite nice. So yeah, we're going to talk about the biblical teaching about money number 3 here, which we've already done on the other channel, which is the TikTok channel here. We appreciate everybody's support on the TikTok, especially last night. Okay, so we continue with that, which is the United Christian Broadcasters, the word for today. Naked I come from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return there. And here is what Job had to say about his great wealth. Naked I come from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. Job understood that we all enter life with our hands empty, and we all exit life with our hands empty as well. The only thing we can take from us when we go is what we have sent ahead. Jesus talks about this. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on the earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. There neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. When Jesus referred to treasure, his audience would have understood that he was referring to clothing, food, or money. Rich people wore the best clothes, but moths could tear holes in them. Rich people ate the best food, but rats and worms could consume it. Rich people owned silver and gold, but since there were no banks, they stored their money in their houses. Because houses were made of clay, thieves could conveniently reach through the wall and rob it. What Jesus was saying was, don't put your treasure where it can be damaged, decayed, or done away with. They passed the rights. Jesus doesn't want your money. It's already his. Jesus wants your heart. But since your heart always follows your money, he wants you to surrender your money, your wealth, your stuff to him. And when you do that, you're investing in eternity instead of time. And now the biblical teaching about money, number 4. Every man shall give as he is able. When it comes to giving, here are 2 important truths the Bible teaches us about money. Number 1, God does not expect us all to give the same amount. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord your God, which he has given to you. Paul writes, for if the willingness is there, the gift is acceptable, according to what one has, not according to what one does not have. Number 2, God will ask you to make sacrifices to fulfill his kingdom purposes in the earth. So in order to reverse the judgment of God that had come upon the people, King David was instructed to go up and erect an altar to the Lord on the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. When Araunah saw David coming, he offered him the land free of charge. But David said, no, but I will surely buy it from you for a price, nor will I offer burnt offerings to the Lord my God with that which cost me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen of 50 shekels of silver. And David built there an altar to the Lord and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So the Lord heeded the prayers for the land, and the plague was withdrawn from Israel. God does not ask us to give equally. He asks us to sacrifice equally. And here is the good news. On the other side of every sacrifice, God asks you to make for him. There awaits you his blessings and his rewards. And that is the biblical teaching about money, number 4. There is a 5th one here that, of course, I will read you very, very quickly before I go on to other things here, because there's other things that I want to get through to you tonight here. And, of course, I've only got 20 minutes to actually squeeze everything in. So let's go to another one here. Bit more of a calmer electric atmosphere here, which is what we want here on this channel here. So yeah, just to make sure that you are aware, this is Community News with Nick C, episode number 13. The next one hopefully will be episode number 14, where we will continue with the show here. And we have an Out and About show, which is Out and About, where we go out and about. And hopefully you can see the logo of that as well, where we do some recapping, do some modern stuff here. For example, we went to Chelmsford many, many years ago in 2021. That was a few months back, and a couple of years back, I have to say, about a few years and months there. But I do remember that time when I wasn't feeling that great. But of course, I managed to do the video, and we are managing to show it to you at some point as well. At some point during the show, we will rephrase it and put it on so you can watch it and we can explain it to you live on the air. So yeah, it'd be nice to do a modern narration of it. So, of course, before we talk to you about other things, we will talk to you finally about the biblical teaching about money, number 5. Now about the collection for the Lord's people. When a recession hit Jerusalem, Paul asked the believers of Corinth to give offerings to meet his need. Now about the collection for Lord's people. Do what I told the Galatian churches to do. On the first day of every week, each one of you should set aside a sum of money in keeping with your income, saving it up, so that when I come to no collections I will have to be made, then when I arrive I will give the letters of the introduction to the men you approve and send them with your gift to Jerusalem. A healthy church will always have two things: inreach and outreach. It will endeavour to meet both the spiritual and material needs of people. In the Old Testament, okay, God told his people, if there is among you a poor man of your brethren, or brethren, you should not harden your heart nor shut your hand from your poor brother. When you have a true encounter with Christ, you will have a heart for hurting people. Then Zacchaeus said to the Lord, look, Lord, I give half of my goods to the poor, and if I have taken anything from anyone by false accusation, I restored fourfold. And Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to his house. When it comes to giving to God, the Bible encourages us to share what we have and give generously. You should be guided by your love for God, so let each one give as he proposes in his heart, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loves a cheerful giver. That is the end of the biblical teaching about money, number 5. So I'll repeat that once more. The biblical teaching about money, number 5, from the UCB, United Christian Broadcasters, word for today. Well, there was a few words to say there. Even though it was quite an old magazine here, Spring 2025, February, March and April. Written by Bob and Debbie Gass, Gass. And of course, yes, I have got the modern version, which is on my other book there, which of course is in my suitcase at the moment. People will laugh at that. So yeah. So a smashing welcome to the channel if you have just switched on here, and lots and lots of different events are happening up and down the country here. Well, what with Glastonbury being as cheerful as ever, but of course, yeah, it always is, isn't it? But something else I wanted to mention as well, of course, happening around about, of course, the 27th of July 2025 on a Sunday, the 4th annual vehicle show, West Suffolk Classic, Sunday the 27th of July 2025, and it starts at 10:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. and it's at the Great Meadow of Arms Lane, Keddington, CB9 7QQ. So yeah, free to enter, classic or modified car, motorcycle, light commercial, tractor, off-road vehicles, and there's a bar, cafe and toilets on site, plus a local pub at entrance, and well-stocked shop about 100 meters from the entrance. Please note all vehicles must be pre-booked via email. That's the West Suffolk Classic Car Show of 2025 on Sunday the 27th of July at 10:30 if anyone's interested in that. So if anybody wants to go to this Friday here, Tom Petty, and there is a live music at 8 o'clock at the Castle Street And of course, yes, he's going to be playing some guitar music there. 43 Castle Street of Cambridge. So, yeah, and it's at the Architect pub, a restaurant kind of thing. So, book your table, get your vocal cords and your dancing shoes on for a unforgettable night at the Architect. And join him at that's Tom Petty at 8 p.m. Have some of our fish or pies, which apparently are delicious, and let the music take hold. Sounds lovely. It really, really does. Haven't seen Tom Petty for a long, long time, but yeah, I've known him from, of course, the musical side of things. He's certainly been about, and there is a foodies festival in Cambridge on July the 4th, 2 o'clock till 6th of July at 8 o'clock. And Foodies Festival, Parker's Piece, Cambridge, 4th, 5th, and 6th of July. Eat food, great music, and great fun, apparently so. So, what to expect? Of course, the UK's most popular touring food and drink festival returns to the Park of Peace for a huge celebration with live music from the chart toppers Blue, The Wanted, 2.0 plus superstar DJ Judge Jules is going to be performing there. Wow, that's going to be amazing. Discover a huge variety of mouth-watering food and drink. See live cooking demos from top chefs and bakers, plus much more. Early bird tickets are now on sale. Book now and save 20%. So yeah, let's see what the ticket prices are, because I'm sure, of course, these are the locations, and I don't know if it's a free event. I doubt pretty much. Judge Jules is on the 4th of July, and the Wanted 2.0 is on July the 6th. So if you want to get tickets for that, there probably is a price for that. Yeah, 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. Parker's Piece. Judge Jules, I think you'll want some money for that one, because that's going to be an amazing one. Find out how much it is. Advanced tier admission is £22, and concessions advance is £21, and of course, family with 2 adults and 2 children advanced tier one, £29 for that one. A young adult from age 12 to 16 years, advanced T1, £8, and child under 12, advanced T1, £5 for admission, and the VIP admission is £50. VIP upgrade is £25 as well. VIP family, 2 adults and 2 children, £110. So yeah, you do have to pay for these events here, which are not free anymore. I don't think the council put any free events on anymore. It's all costing a huge amount of money, and of course, the amount of council tax we pay, or probably the residents in Cambridge, pay a huge amount, and they can't put a free event on. But there you go. They expect everybody else to pay, because you've got to pay all the artists and all that kind of thing. So Judge Jules is quite a well-known DJ across the world, so that is going to be a huge turnout, hopefully, for that. And he's quite well known for that. So it is a festival. So yeah, I'm trying to think of the other people that are on as well. Let's have a look. These are the actual locations here. It should tell you what's on. So Judge Jules is on the 4th of July, Wanted 2.9. 2.0 is on the 6th of July, and Blue is on the 5th of July, and somebody should be on the 6th of July. I haven't got that one. And the chefs are William Joshua, Master Chef, the professionals there. There's a live music stage, chef's theatre, drinks theatre, baking theatre, cook school, luxury VIP tent, and kids, as in kids, I can't pronounce this, kids, cookery and fire stage as well, which is interesting. So the headliners are Judge Jules, Blue, and The Wanted on the 2.0 situation. So Friday, on that note, Judge Jules is going to be there, and of course on the 5th of July, Saturday, is Blue, and 6th of July is The Wanted to 2.0. So this is the actual schedule here. The daily features: live music all day, the Esplanade Chefs Theatre 12 till 6 p.m. Friday from 2:30 till 7:30 p.m. Drinks Theatre 12:30 till 6:30 p.m. Friday 3 o'clock till 8 p.m. and Cake and Bake Theatre 11:30 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Friday 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. and Kids Cookery Theatre is from 12 p.m. till 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. And the Nigel Brown Cook School, £25 SUP there, SUPP. That's 12 p.m. till 4 p.m. Friday, 2 o'clock till 5 p.m. And Silent Disco, £8 for that one, and 5 till 7 p.m. Friday, 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. And Barbecue Stage from 12 p.m. till 6 p.m. Friday, 2:30 till 7:30 p.m. Of course, the La Espanola Thieves Theatre, which is Daniela Izacuerdio, private chef, and that's at Danny Cooks there, and of course that is at 2:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. is Mike Naidoo, Great British Menu of 2024. 4:30 p.m. Claire Hill and Cy Kamor Myth, which is fermentation masterclass, and Del Pinnock, the medical chef, at 5:30 p.m. That's the medical chef, Dale Pinnock. And 6:30 p.m. Hot Chili Challenge. And for the Nigel Brown International Cook School, host Nigel Brown. And that's 2 p.m. lobster, basil, and lemon risotto. And the Thai red curry with chicken at 3 p.m. By the way, the lobster, basil, and lemon risotto is 2 p.m. And at 4 p.m., Moroccan harissa spice lamb with golden saffron circus is at 4 p.m., as I said. And 5 p.m., the red curry, Thai red curry with chicken. And, of course, £25 supplement purchase classes alongside festival ticket. Vegetarian alternatives available. The barbecue stage with lumberjacks from 2:15 p.m. hot buffalo chicken tacos with pico de gallo, and 3:15 p.m. planked moonshine chalk string char with mango salsa, and 4:15 smokehouse tomahawk steak with cowboy butter and potatoes, and 5:15 p.m. backyard hunters chicken nachos. And the drinks theatre, which is 3 p.m. classic summer spritz or sprites with Joe Wadsack, and Flint Vineyard East Anglia's most exciting wines. That's at 4 p.m. So Flint Vineyard, or Vineyard actually is pronounced. East Anglia's most exciting wines at 4 p.m. And 5 p.m. the Provincial wine with La Minstrel. And 6 p.m. Macho Maze, Spain's hottest wine brand. And the Cake and Bake Theatre host Eloise Durrant, Channel 4's Extreme Cake Makers. Eloise Durrant, Channel 4's Extreme Cake Makers at 2 p.m. Baking with chocolate at 3 p.m. Indulgent Sweet Treats at 4 p.m. And the end of the show at 5 p.m. And the music stage and the MHH music stage 2:30 p.m. Soph and Simon, and 4 p.m. Funk Odyssey, and 5 p.m. Mr. Griff, and 6:15 p.m. Funk Odyssey, and 8 p.m. Judge Jules. That's what time he's on. And that's 4th of July timetables. That's what's happening throughout the whole day. So there we go. Of course, that's the Foodies Festival happening on Parker's Piece in Cambridge, just in case you are wondering here. Time has just flown by. It really, really has. And yeah, join us in a couple of shakes where I'm going to have a bit of a breather and have a squig of my juice here, whatever this is. That's actually Pepsi Max. Nice and fresh because the heat is soaring high. It's gone down to 25 degrees now, which is a lot more comfortable than it was. So that is a great feeling. It was reaching the highest of 31 degrees. That's the highest it reached here in Suffolk. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much indeed. Join us after this. Okay, welcome back here, and we are going to stay on for about 15 minutes here, just talking about some other promotions as well. As there's the CO's Kitchen Cocktail Bar in Haverhill, worth mentioning here. Two cocktails from at least £10 here. They always try and promote on the channel here. Terrific Tuesdays, of course, are worth mentioning here on the Tuesday, the 1st of July. Of course, apparently that is today. They would be meeting at the West End Church, Withersfield Road, CB9 9LA, from, of course, about 11 o'clock till 2, with exciting news to share. What is that exciting news? Well, of course, new special advisors from Shaftesbury are attending for the first time, visiting regularly to help members with their dementia-related issues. Affordable for all, just £2 per person, hot and cold drinks, and all activities covered. Spaces are available for new members, so why not give it a try? For further information, contact Dennis Wendell 01440 768 404. 0774 412 736 for more information. ddwendell at btinternet.com. Tip of the week: validate, don't argue. Emotional connection matters more than accuracy. Very nice words there, I have to say that. There is tennis here, as the Wimbledon tennis is going on for out a couple of weeks or so, and it's already been started. Alice and tennis coaching. Smash your summer goals. Adult one-to-one tennis lessons at Datsford Tennis Club. I don't think that's anywhere near Haverhill, but of course, you can have tennis lessons. It's called Ali's Tennis, Datsford Tennis Club, with Wimbledon starting obviously recently. Why not book in some lessons? Any ability welcome. Book on message 075 8108 7325 for more information. So yeah, check out Haverhill Rovers Football Club. There is still time to get a team in for the brilliant golf day on Friday. Be as quick as we only have a few slots left. So yeah, if you want to support Haverhill Rovers in any way, then feel free to do so. There is a beer weekend. I've just got to find out when it is actually. On the 21st of June. That would have just happened. So, of course, we're not going to go on and talk too much about that.
And who would you say is your favourite political party at the moment?
None of them. They're all fucking shite, every single last one of them.
Sorry, apologies for the language there. What do you think of the National Health Service at the moment?
It's a fucking piss take. I'm ill 4 times a year and I've got more chance of getting shagged than I have getting an appointment.
Right, back to you in the studio. Firstly, what do you think of the immigration situation right now?
It's a fucking joke. We can't look after our own people, yet those fuckers are flying through the border.
Right, and what's something that annoys you about Britain right now?
I want my fucking pension and winter fuel payments back, that's what.
Right, thank you for that.
Mate, the cost of rent is a fucking joke. I've got more chance of growing another pair of tits than ever buying a house.
Right, thank you for that. Sir, what's frustrating you most about Britain at the moment?
It's pretty impossible to survive. Everything in this shithole costs a fucking fortune now.
Oh, sorry about the language there. And what do you make?
Yeah, I think we cut that down before the language gets worse. Oh dear, oh dear. So, there we have it. I'm trying to find some more events here. Don't know where the events will be, but of course, yeah. Right, events, I found them. So there might be some events that are worth talking about here very, very quickly until we finish about 15 minutes past. So, yeah, Sunday the 20th of July at 3 o'clock, Big Ten and Miranda Jesus Green of Cambridge, which is a free event. First time I've seen one free in Cambridge for a while. So the Big Ten and Mirada. I believe it is a sort of reggae kind of style of music. Yeah, it's from 3 till 5 p.m. Support from the Marvellous Mirada. Yeah, I'm trying to find out a little bit more about them. So yeah, it sounds very, very interesting to say the least, and anyone's welcome to attend. I'm sure it's going to be packed on Jesus Green at some point there, and it's the best two-tone and ska covers band. So yeah, worth going along to. That is on the 20th of July 2025. Remember where you heard that. So, like I say, if you do want to be a guest on the show, feel free to, of course, let us know. If you want to be a guest on the show, feel free to, of course, get in touch with us the usual way, which is touringwithUsteam@gmail.com. Let's see if there's any other events here. Yeah. A lot of things dropping on the floor here in the studio. So, yeah, there's a family fun day on Friday, the 31st of October, the Hocus Pocus Family Fun Day, High Lodge of Thetford Forest at the forestry there. I wonder how freezing it will be by then. We'll have to wait and see. And there's the Stowmarket Christmas Fair on Sunday, the 30th of November at 10 o'clock. So that'll be interesting. But it's on a Sunday though, so it's be difficult to get to, unfortunately. There is picnic in the park in Easttown Park in Haverhill, Wednesday the 6th of August at 11 o'clock. That's going to be fantastic. And of course, the September film at night at Cambridge train station is called Wicked, and that's taking place at the Cambridge train station of Cambridge. So, yeah, we'll find out a little bit about that, what's going on with that, what can you expect. Grab your popcorn in partnership with the CB1 community. We are bringing Wicked to the CB1 area. Our last film event of 2025 in partnership with the CB1 community and ahead of the second installment due for release in November. They bring you Wicked, the untold story of the witches of the Oz. Stars Emmy, Grammy, and Tony winning powerhouse Cynthia Erivo, Harriet Broadway's The Colour Purple, and the Alphabet, a young woman understood because of her unusual green skin who has yet to discover her true power, and the Grammy-winning multi-platinum recording artist and global superstar Ariana Grande as Glinda, a popular young woman gilded by privilege and ambition who has yet to discover her true heart. The two met at students at Shiz University in the fantastical Lord of Orlando of Oz and forge an unlikely but profound friendship. Following an encounter with the wonderful Wizard of Oz, their friendship reaches a crossroads and their lives take a very different paths. Glinda's unflinching desire for popularity sees her seduced by power, while Elphaba's determination to remain true herself and to those around her will have unexpected and shocking consequences on her future. The extraordinary adventures in the Oz will ultimately see them fulfill their destinies as Glinda and the Good and the Wicked Witch of the West. Seating is limited and available on first come, first serve basis. So be sure to arrive early to grab the best spot. Okay. Meet your hosts, Cambridge Bid and the Love Cambridge are the two hosts of that event. And quickly on to, of course, and finally, Friday the 15th of August to the 16th of August, Haverhill Park 2025, and that's taking place in Haverhill. Lots of things going on with that. What to expect. Haverhill Park Free Community Arts Festival by the Haverhill Town Council. About the event, of course, it's 5:30 till 10 o'clock, Friday the 5th of August, and of course, Saturday the 16th of August, 12 o'clock till 10 o'clock, featuring live performances from 12 plus local arts group, as in arts groups, and performances from musicians and bands, craft activities, street food and bars. As in street food and bars, and family friendly as well. Festival lineup on Friday, it's Vicky Jackson as Pink, more to be confirmed, and Saturday Stereo Jacks presents Ibiza anthems, and more to be confirmed, and arts and crafts to be confirmed. Event entry free to attend. Please note, children under 13 must be accompanied by an adult. And food and drink at the Decker Bar and the Cab Inn, and more to be confirmed. The affiliate 2025 is the Haverhill Town Council and the Haverhill Arts Centre. Meet your hosts, Haverhill Arts Centre and the Haverhill Town Council. So there you go. Thank you very much indeed, everyone that has watched into the community news with Nick C. Episode number 13 today. We'll carry on fighting the community spirit for you. Thank you so much. You're all so fantastic. For those people that have watched in, if you've been watching on replay, we always, as you know, appreciate that. And we hope to return to full effect for episode number 14 of Community News with Nick C. If you've got anything event-wise that we haven't covered on the show, forward it to us and we'll do our best to mention it out on the air. And if you'd like to come on as a guest speaking about your event and promoting it on here, this is the best place to be for that reason. There's not many community projects like us doing that kind of thing. So we thought we'd share it to you here on this channel here. So, yeah, what else can I add, really? Just to remind people of the polling style, what I would like to put up on the looking up on the screen right now, of course, reform, according to the Dan Wharton Outspoken Club on X, of course, are shooting the polls at the moment with 68% of the votes if they were to vote for a general election right now. And which party would you vote for out of these? Have we missed a party out? I don't know. I think we've covered most of them. But yeah, which one would you vote out of those, if any at all? Do let us know in the comments here. So that's the polling situation from the Dan Wharton Outspoken Club. I've just seen Dan Wharton earlier today. Of course, he had some brilliant guests on there today. Some brilliant people. There was a female and a male there. Richard Taylor was one of them. So yeah, I just couldn't remember the other lady's name, but of course it's definitely on there. And I just go blank sometimes, which is quite weird. But yeah, I'm back here. So anyway, welcome along to the show, and thank you very much for joining us here. If you want to come and say hello in the chat, feel free to do so at any time. We'll put your name on the screen and of course get you famous if you want to be. But yeah, like I say, if there's anything that you would like being aired on here, if you want to be a guest here speaking about something locally, and of course you're not happy about something locally like potholes and things like that, and pretty much community stuff, then feel free to get in touch with us at any time during our latest shows. And you can ask us any questions as well, where you'd like us to end up as well. Pretty much like a Q&A kind of show, but we haven't actually done a Q&A and chat, but of course we can use this show as a Q&A as well if you have any questions. It's because we don't have that many people asking questions. More so on TikTok, people ask questions, especially when I go on my mobile. But yeah, I hope everyone's cooling themselves down at this soaring heat that we've been recently having. It's now gone to 24 degrees in the Suffolk area. So it's dropped dramatically now, which is fantastic news and comfortable for everybody. I might even take a bit of glance of fresh air outside my studio here in Suffolk. But yeah, I've actually made a note to the council about the light switching off at night, which is quite a major issue, really, for health and safety reasons. Forget the money side of it. But of course, if you agree with me that lights should not be, of course, switched off after 11:30 at night in some rural areas, let us know in the comments wherever you see us. Hopefully, we do have some people agreeing with me that is your area smothered with that problem. And of course, do they switch off at night in your area? Some are arguably saying that, of course, they switched off earlier than 11:30. This is absolutely a joke, and we should stand by and stand up for this kind of behaviour. We need light at the end of the tunnel, and of course, that's where God said, "Give us light." I'm sure He did say it somewhere in that famous book. But like I say, of course, I'm not afraid to admit that we're talking about the Bible here. But of course, it's a major, major thank you for everyone that has watched in. And don't forget, of course, we have a new way of anyone that wants to donate to us and support the channel in any way, a great form, great shape and form. They can donate using the PayPal. If you've got PayPal, that's one choice of way of doing it. And just type in the email enclaus@hotmail.co.uk if you want to send a direct super chat or something like that. Which we need the viewing here on this channel. So if we can spread the word about what we do here, then we will be very much delighted. We hope to one day broadcast in a studio. I can always bring a different kind of microphone here. I've got a condenser mic, which will do the job. And basically, I can do pretty much the same stuff of what I'm doing here. Only I'm just using a big mixer here. I won't be obviously bringing the big mixer, but of course I can use the condenser microphone, which does a similar job. It's not as clear, but of course you can still hear pretty much what I'm saying. If you're watching on the captions, which you will be on the replay, then that way you can actually hear what I'm actually saying. And of course, if it's big words, then of course the big words will make you understand what I'm saying as well, even if I'm talking quietly as well. Because I notice when I look back at videos, especially watching myself, if I can't hear what I've just said, then I can go back to it and then read what it says on the subtitles, otherwise known as captions, as they call it these days. But that won't happen until you look on the replay. So you need to look on the replay for that when this uploads. And it shouldn't be long till it uploads. So it is good news. Of course, the temperature is dropping, ladies and gentlemen. But there is another way to support us. You can use the GoFundMe, which of course will take a cut off anyone that does donate. People have used that link before. Copy and paste it into your browser and you can support us that way. It's entirely up to you how you do it. Okay, you can meet me in person as well and just hand over a envelope. But I won't be banging off the street to do that. Of course, if you have something that you would like to hand to me in person, then of course I can't really do it on film. So yeah, when we have these super chats, it might be much easier for you to send a super chat to support the channel. But yeah, I'm not here to beg, and no one should be able to do that. So yeah, I've really enjoyed doing this show here. I know I've stumbled a little bit here, but the main topics is that Taco Bell, from what I've read from the article on Suffolk News, according to Steve Barton, who I believe has been a reporter of the Haverhill Echo in the past, and it's suggesting that in August that there will be a Taco Bell, and it's already getting ready to be refurbished. That old site there, that the people that own the Star restaurant, the Star Burger restaurant in Haverhill, which is at the other side near Queen Street, and they were the people that had that restaurant beforehand, and even before that, it was Frankie and Benny's. So, will Taco Bell be a good thing for the high street? And on the other note, will the post office be moved from one end of the town to the Hendersons, what formerly was Fowler's in the time? Henderson's closed down in 2019, that I remember from that report. And of course, beforehand was Fowler's. Clive Fowler used to run that shop many, many, many years ago, and he used to be a newsagent, a very good one back in the days. But it's nowadays a lot smaller than that, because we've got a Morrison's there here in 2025. But yeah, anyway, we're going to leave that racing free mind. It's something that you need to think about here. If there is an event or something localized in your area, it doesn't matter what town it is, could be, of course, in Harwich, it could be in Great Yarmouth, it could be Clacton, it could be anywhere, it could be absolutely anywhere. Yeah, it could be in Hertfordshire as well. Oh dear, I've actually forgotten the name of it. I know it begins with H, but yeah, it's definitely not Harwich. Can anyone enlighten me on that one? Just leave me a comment on what town. It's near Hitchin. So yeah, it's definitely in Hertfordshire. It's a town in Hertfordshire, and it's quite a sort of trek to go around. You know, I have been to the Weatherspoon, the Hertfordshire Hall Weatherspoons. If I type in that, of course, I might come up with it. Yeah, it might come up. Hatfield, that's the one. So yeah, even if you're in Hatfield, yeah, I knew it began with H, and so yeah, the Hopseyfield Hall, the JD Weatherspoon, it's quite out of the way, and you could easily get lost in Hatfield. So it's probably best to stay near the train station as best as possible, I think. So the nearest, of course, pub of London, which I believe is at Liverpool Street Station, is Hamilton Hall. I have not been inside it, but of course it looks great. Yeah, it's Liverpool Street of London. Last time I went there, it was closed. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go in there, unfortunately. Somebody on TikTok by the name of Gibby suggested we go to Exeter, but of course that is out of our way at the moment. But yeah, if he suggested something very similar nearby, then I'll be happy to oblige. Don't forget, very quickly, I'll just leave this also with you before I go. We've got Nick C and Martha's Adventures. So if anyone's interested in subscribing to that, feel free to do that. I want to thank all the subscribers, by the way, for, of course, coming over to us. At least 1K subscribers, 1,132. Can we make that more by the end of the week? We'll have to wait and see. As it's cooling down, people might get a little bit more excited and do a bit more things. I'm now going to have a break for now, myself, coming off air, but I might switch over to TikTok and play a few tunes to keep everyone going, entertained, whatever you like to call it. But yeah, I hope that this gets uploaded and I'm able to put it up onto TikTok for anyone that wants to watch. But it's probably a little bit over 1 hour long. But anyway, thank you very much indeed. Thanks for watching the captions, otherwise known as subtitles, as they call it, AAA in the teletext times. If you remember teletext, CFAX and all that kind of thing. Bamboozle and jokes, all those kind of thing on Channel 4, if you remember those kind of days. But anyway, of course, we'll leave that racing for your mind. And thank you very much indeed. We'll carry on promoting the community for you wherever we go. From all of us here, thank you very much for tuning in. And till the next episode, which will be episode number 14, we'll say night for now. You have been watching the Community News with Nick C, episode number 13. On this date, Tuesday, the 1st of July, 2025.